And thank you once again for joining me to talk all things vertical drama. I have four amazing vertical drama stars who are joining us to talk about a recent release on Goodshort, which they are all very excited about because they had a brilliant time filming it and have created a really good vertical, which is Trapped and Redeemed by His Love. So I'm going to ask everyone to go round in order and just give a little introduction of themselves to you, the internet, and then we'll take it from there.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Tarabocchia, and I played Yelena.
Hi, I'm Sophia Delucchi, and I played Yvette Hart.
Hey, I'm Joseph Wendrich, and I played Oliver.
Hey, I'm Franky Cammarata, and I play Archer Wells.
Okay, so my first question here is, I think we've probably got a range of experience on the amount of verticals everyone's done. Okay, so who had everyone done at least 5 before this one?
No.
Yes.
Oh, Franky, no.
No.
So how many?
Well,
Which
actually,
number was this for you, Franky?
It should be 5, but one got canceled. But this was 4 for me.
This is number 4.
Well, actually, no, I'm sorry. This was 3 for me. I just finished my 4th one. So
But
yeah.
he's a pro. He's a natural pro.
You know.
But he's new to the vertical world, and then
I am. Yeah.
I was in 2 of them, 2 of his 3.
Yeah, I
that's
worked with
right.
Rebecca before. Rebecca was on my first one. Yeah.
Oh, that was your
So-
first one?
Yeah, the Mafia one.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't remember knowing that though. Okay, well, I thought you had done so
Yeah.
many.
Oh, well, thank you.
this is very good because no one knew. Okay,
Yeah.
who had done between 5 and 10?
I think this one was 5. Can't
Okay.
quite remember. I had a break.
Okay.
So I did a few before, and then I think this might have been 5 or 6.
Okay,
I
I
lost-
feel we're going to have to go higher for the ladies. Okay, between 10 to 20.
Yeah.
That's you. Sophia, where are we? What number are we at now? How high is it?
I think this was 27.
Oh my god.
Ooh, that is impressive. Okay, there definitely needs to be
Yeah.
something happens when you hit 30, like some sort of little award ceremony.
Oh,
How
there's
do you
going to
even keep
be
track?
a party. I have a list on my phone, a notes app of number 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
So
impressive.
But it
lovely
was
range.
just as special as the first.
So lovely range of experience. So yeah, the other question I wanted to ask before we got into this one as well. So obviously, Franky and Rebecca, we've worked out you worked before. Had anyone else worked with each other before?
No.
No?
Okay. So that's
All
quite
new
interesting that you all
faces.
bonded so much on this one. It was almost potluck that you all just turned up and got on together so well.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So can everyone talk through how they got attached to the project? Were they always destined to play the character they played? Rebecca, we'll start with you.
Well, I think I found it on just Actors Access. There's so many out there, and I happen to get drawn to the villains a lot. I have probably only played the villains. I think I've played one nice character. I love playing the villain. There's just something about them. Unfortunately, we never see the villain's side of the story, but I feel very compassionate to the villains because the evil usually comes from somewhere. But yeah, I think when I read the script, for whatever reason, they love to put the villain in red clothes. So like red dress, red. And we did a table read for if it was this one or the one before Franky. And it was kind of like when you popped up in the Zoom, I'm like, oh, I'm not surprised that you're playing that part. And I was like, guess who's the woman in the red dress? Because I played basically the same villain in both, always dressed in red. But I love it. I'm having a lot of fun with the villains, and I feel like I can play around a lot with the character. So yeah, Actors Access.
And what about you, Sophia? Was it an easy one for you to decide to take on?
I had to go back and remember because this was the end of my crazy summer vertical Olympics, if you will. I had done 4 back to back, like literally picture wrap day one. And so I couldn't remember how I got onto this one, but I had Goodshort reach out through my rep at the time, and they had sent me the script, and I got to read it and, you know, consider the role of Yvette. And I thought that the story was, like most verticals, there were some things I really liked, some things I wasn't too keen on, but we were able to have a conversation and I think kind of settle on something that was really neat. And I love a love triangle. So when I saw that aspect of the story, that she was going to have to choose between these two guys, like I was so excited. I'm a huge The Summer I Turned Pretty fan, which just concluded its third season. And that's centered around a love triangle. And so to get to do a love triangle, I was so excited to make it work.
That's a really good point, actually. Yeah, because you don't often see a proper love triangle in a vertical.
Like this one, I feel like it went on for a while, like who's she gonna choose? And I mean, at this moment, my TikTok comments have been completely flooded over Team Oliver and Team Archer, which has been really fun to read. Because a lot of people have really strong opinions about who Yvette should have ultimately ended up with.
Okay, we better talk then to the spokesman for Team Oliver.
Well, Goodshort reached out to me, and everyone was like, "Hey, we loved the tape that you sent in. It was great. We'd love to cast you for this role." And I don't remember sending in a tape, so I went with it. I was like, "Oh, I'm happy you liked it." And then they cast me as Oliver. They sent me the script, and I've done like a couple of the ones I've done before have been kind of like she picks between two guys, but they were very much just like bad and worse, you know? So this is the first one that Oliver's just a good guy, you know? Like he's just doing his best. And so that was a first for me in Vertical World, to just play a character who's not kind of halfway despicable. He's just pretty nice.
Okay, and now we have to go to Team Archer, I think.
Yeah, so I had worked with the EP before on this one from Goodshort, Han from the first Mafia one we did, Rebecca.
Yeah.
And then they had sent me the script, and they offered me Archer. I don't know. I liked it because it had been different than what I did prior. This one Archer had more just complexities and just a little more depth to his character, which
Allergies.
yeah, that too.
Tummy
yeah,
issues.
yeah, and like they were saying, the love triangle situation, I like that. I think the audience really had fun with not knowing who she was gonna pick, and yeah, I really like the story for this one, and yeah, no, obviously we had such amazing actors, and the crew was amazing, so yeah, it was a no-brainer.
Okay, so I'm just going to do a brief synopsis. I'm going to assume that if you're watching this, you have watched. But if not, basically, Archer and Evie are together. She decides she needs to split up to save him from her family's financial ruin. But because it's vertical, she doesn't have a nice conversation with him and explain it. She's like, "No, I will pretend to cheat on you." And obviously he's devastated. "I can't believe you did this to me." And then to top it off, when he storms off, he then gets hit by a car, which she doesn't realise, but I think, aren't you like break your back and 2 years in a coma or something like that? It's pretty like, it's not okay, people. And then obviously we do the fast forward of, oh look, they meet again. And of course there's a child, because there's always a child, played by the amazing Logan Hannigan, who we'll come back to. And yes, it's obviously Archer is not okay with this and is not over it and has not healed, but is quite angry, and it's kind of him, I guess, would you say punishing Yvette to start with? Is that what it is? How would you read what his character's doing to start with?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think, given the circumstances, when seeing her again, obviously he's wealthy now, and then seeing her with Oliver, just yeah, one can only assume that she's with him for, she has ulterior motives. So I think a lot of that is anger.
So obviously we have this kind of relationship between the two, and if it was just the two, then maybe they'd sort it out. But we bring other people into this like chaos, and then we have poor Yelena, who, as far as she's aware, is just happily engaged, and has got the life sorted with Archer. Let's try and defend Yelena a bit from her point of view.
Yeah.
If you're in a relationship, who's this woman who comes along? And then I think what's even better is the fact that obviously you're particularly outraged because we've got Oliver going after Evie. And I think there's that, why has she got two blokes fighting over her?
Right.
And I do really like that moment for your character.
Yeah. Like why
come on,
should
Eve.
she get both? Like that to me doesn't make sense. And I'm honestly, personally, I stand with Yelena on this one. Because I think Yvette, like, she has everything she needs. Why does she need to come after Yelena's, belongings or whatever you would call it? So yeah, and she's doing very well. And obviously, Yvette is coming in and disrupt her peace. She doesn't like it. And she
She's
won't
very
allow
bad.
it.
And then obviously there's a real contrast between obviously Archer, because at the beginning Archer's incredibly angry, whereas Oliver's, I hope you don't mind me saying this, you're basically the Labrador puppy dog perfect person of, I'll pay the hospital bills, I'll sort you out, I'll be really lovely.
He's Prince
How is it?
Charming.
Yeah, how is it playing that? And you even get a moment, which is quite Korean, of you get to stand with the umbrella in the rain. I mean, that's quite fun. What was that like filming? I'm really sorry, Sophia, because I saw you. I mean, you got wet and got to sit in the puddle. But I mean, Joseph looked really cool with his umbrella. How was that?
Yeah, I love a rain shot. I think that's iconic, like a checkbox moment. It definitely looks a lot cooler in the shot than it does behind the scenes. It looks a bit like just a hose, But no, it was as far as Oliver goes. I think it's actually the first time that I've played someone who genuinely he's just got good intentions, and I think it starts out with just he likes her, and it's a bit unprofessional between as a doctor to sort of like cross that line with someone whose child is a patient. But so he goes in with this kind of like, will you do me a favor type thing, come with me to this event. And then I think as he learns and sees more of this dynamic between the two of them, and how sort of torn and the position that she's in, he actually I think he just wants to help her, and he genuinely has deep feelings for her and genuinely wants to and thinks he can help her, and commits to that. And when it doesn't go his way, he, I'm assuming, flies off to London.
That's actually something I wanted to ask you. Was there ever discussion about your accent? Because obviously, as a Brit, I love hearing a British accent on screen. Is that ever discussed? You sort of
It's
told
the
when you do
discussion.
this?
It always goes, oh my God, you're British. And I'm like, yeah, would you like me to do an accent? And they're like, no, we like the British, you can keep it. So every story I do is working out why I'm British in an American world. It's usually I've studied abroad or something, but in this one, I think it's a green card situation for all of it. Working in the States.
Oh no, it all comes out. He seems so sweet, and he's just after his green card.
Wow,
Oh
what
my
a plot
gosh.
twist.
And then, Frankie, I have to ask you about Archer. I presume it must be quite hard filming those scenes because it's pretty full on initially between you and Evie. There is quite a lot of grabbing and pushing, and I'm guessing, Sophia, that's what you alluded to. That possibly you tried to work that out in the script to just make it palatable.
Yeah, there was a lot of that. We had tried to limit that as much as we can, unfortunately. But yeah, no, it was a challenge, because at the end of the day, he's just hurt. He's still carrying that those feelings of resentment towards her, but obviously he still has feelings for her. So I think just juggling both those feelings and yeah, it's just it all stems from he's just hurt though, and his actions aren't really justified. But um, yeah, I think she's the last person he expected to ever see come back in his life. So
And I don't think Yelena is making him very happy either. To be
I mean,
quite
That's great.
the YH group though, I don't know.
I have
Well,
a
yeah, I mean, you look at the
question.
family as
Yeah.
well. You haven't got
Sorry.
a great family going on, Archer, has he? He's
No.
not surrounded really by anyone who's gonna make him feel better about life until Evie comes back.
No.
Um,
Yeah.
I have to ask as well, this is just me asking silly questions, but it's always quite a good in a vertical where you throw the money. So you obviously
Oh,
have a moment
yeah.
where you throw the money at poor Yvette of like, how are they easy to do? Do you do it in one take? Is it, I mean, presumably it's all fake money. It's just, it always looks good.
It usually
It's one of those
usually
things that
takes a few times.
Yeah, it takes a couple times because they always want that like falling effect. Um, and then it's usually our art department heroes who are scrambling on the floor, like picking up all the money to reset the shot.
So, Sophia, for you as Yvette, when do you think, do you think she's always loved Archer and Oliver never really had a chance? Or do you think there is a genuine choice that she could have made?
That's a tricky question. I think at the end of the day, it's always been Archer. I mean, that's also like the father of her beautiful sweet baby boy who Logan just played so wonderfully. I mean, how could you not like fall in love and team Benji? Um so I think in that sense it's always been Archer. I think that she's kind of thrown for a loop when they cross paths again. Maybe she's just started flirting with the idea of letting Oliver in. He's also, been so good to her child. But then I think maybe she's a little surprised with how Archer is kind of acting. And the whole time, this whole story, I'm like, if Yvette and Archer would just sit down, maybe have a bottle of wine and just talk, just communicate. We could have saved a lot of problems. But instead, Archer is just like this hurt, frustrated, emotional being who like can't figure out how to use his words. And Yvette is also just like so, I'm gonna protect my child, I'll do whatever it takes for my child, my child, my child. And it's like, oh my gosh, maybe your child wants you to be happy. Oh yeah, it's a whole thing. But I think ultimately, I do think it was a real decision, Archer, Oliver. I did play with that a lot, but I think at the end of the day, it was always, always Archer. I mean, the bamboo forest. How could you not recall? It was like so special.
Well, I also feel Benji had a big say in it because I felt the
Yeah.
writing's on the wall as soon as Benji's decided about Archer and then obviously been very intelligent and worked out science. I was like, it doesn't really matter what you're now trying to do, Oliver. I mean, I thought the gifts were good, but I felt like that was it then. Once the child's made the decision. Did you feel that as well? You'd lost Benji.
Yeah, Benji wasn't too fussed, which is a little bit gutting. But I don't know. I think Oliver was also a bit of a dreamer, and so I think he didn't really give up hope until the very end. He gave it a last effort. But I think it was very clear from every time Benji and Franky were in the same room that he'd made up his choice already. His mind was made up. And also, kids don't lie. I think there's something very sort of like a lot of truth in that a kid is not trying and they just know the truth. They can see it. So, and they say it how it is.
So my question now for you, Rebecca, is about Yelena. Okay. Did Yelena always have that in her? Or was she pushed into it by circumstances? Because the first one where I felt she really went too far, because it was just a little bit of, office stuff. But then I would say when we go over a line is probably wearing that wedding dress. Now, to be fair, that wedding dress looked really uncomfy, so I can understand why you were a bit annoyed. But you don't stab people with scissors just because your dress is uncomfy. Is that? I guess that's the question. Yeah. Do you think she always had that in her, or it was just beyond the frustration about the situation she found herself in?
I mean, I see her as a fighter, and if she really wants something, she will go out of her way to really get what she wants. And she had it, but when someone comes in and try to steal it from her, obviously she's gonna keep fighting. But when it comes to a point where she feels like she's losing, then she will fight harder. And I think that's when she steps over the line and where he, can get a little nasty. I personally don't like when they start going after the children. So, but no, she's a fighter. She knows what she wants, and she won't let anybody take that away from her. So, and that a lot of that comes from lack of validation as a kid, and maybe abandonment from when she was a child, and she never really got what she wanted. She felt like she deserved more, and she's been working really hard on getting that. So, yeah, she's defending what's hers. Speaking from a villain's point of view.
I thought that was a really good point of view because there is a reason that sometimes villains are just mean for the sake of being mean, aren't they? Whereas she did have a point. She was in the relationship and then that disintegrates around that.
And I mean, that's one thing with verticals that I would love to kind of bring in more, even though I don't agree with what she's doing. There's always a reason for people to do certain things. And in verticals, we never get to see the villain's point of view, like ever. They're just purely mean. But to me, breaking down a character with the script, I have to come up with that all by myself. So, but nobody will ever be able to see that. But I have to do that in order to not judge my character and really, take on the character 100%.
I think one of the things that's really fun in this is obviously there is a brief moment where Oliver takes a swing at Archer, but actually I would say the more fun moment is the picnic.
Yeah.
I need to know about those because they're a really lurid red. I mean, they're not. Yeah. How was that moment? And yes, fun memories from that scene, please.
I think I was waiting for that scene all day. It was kind of the end. It was the end of a long shoot day, that scene. And at least I don't know about everyone else. I was already a little bit delirious by the time we got to it. So it was just I remember them not being as hot as I was expecting them to be. Because they are very, very like ridiculously red, right?
They were flaming hot Cheetos, yeah.
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 I feel like it wasn't that bad. How did you feel, Franky?
Well, he ended up in the hospital.
I ended up in the hospital. I typically, don't eat hot Cheetos. I actually never liked hot Cheetos, so it wasn't hard to to really get in the mindset for that. But yeah, like Joe said, that happened to be a long day, and man, just the absurdity of what we're doing, and it was hard to just keep a straight face. I mean, every time I looked at Joe, there was some times where like I literally couldn't even look him in the eye. I had to like look at his eyebrows or something, just because, man, it was just we would break so easy. But no, that was
our director was sort of like a choir master, kind of like telling us when they were like, go, 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 go.
Yeah.
Go,
Yeah. Archer, over, Archer, over, Archer, over, Archer.
And everyone else going,
yeah. Yeah. No, it was a fun scene though.
But what I think was even better about that scene is, sure, we had an endless amount of hot Cheetos, but we also had a great spread. We had some fruit, and in between takes, oh my gosh, Logan is little Mr. like health nut and was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
like he was like, I would rather not have the Cheetos, but I will take a grape if that's available. Like he was so funny. And so we were having some fruit. And then, Frankie, remember those cookies? They had really good cookies too. I don't remember
Oh,
what,
that's right.
like little sugar cookies. So
Yeah.
safe to say, the picnic scene, we were all like having a good little snack. It was beautiful out. Like, we'd become like pretty good like pals at this point. It was such a fun scene to film.
Yeah, that had to have been like day 5 or I don't know,
Yeah.
day
Logan
4.
and
I don't.
we were doing like cartwheels on the grass. It was so fun. It was a really good scene.
It was very cute. The
And
whole
I'm glad that the audience responded so well to that hot Cheeto bit because it was rather funny. And then just for like Archer's character to double over and have to go to the hospital with stomach pain was, I mean, it was comical. It was so silly. Just major tummy issues, that one.
But I think you salvaged it a bit because he also gets the burn, doesn't he, from protecting Benji? So
Oh yeah,
From
he
the
gets the
tea.
burn. He's just a mess. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, but that's that kind of heroic. That sort of I feel negates the he just killed over from Cheetos. It's like, but he
It's true.
um. How long was the shoot then? So how many days was this? Just so that people know.
Is it 9
9?
days?
Was it
Yeah,
9?
this was
Was
the
it 8?
longer one. That's right. It
Yeah, I
was
think it was
9 days, I
9.
think.
9
Because
with
it's
1 day off, I think. Yeah.
what 73 episodes. So I'd say that's a little longer because some of them have been getting more around the 60 episode mark as a viewer. So the thing I want to ask you is obviously you all do quite a few verticals. What is it about this one? Like, why have you all connected and kind of are there like memories from the set? Is it personalities? Because obviously it doesn't happen on every set that you have the connection that you've all had.
Well, I kind of asked everyone, because like when you're on so many different sets, and then sometimes you happen to end up on sets where you just feel like you have so much fun in between the takes, and you're like a little extra excited to get there in the morning, and you hug everybody good morning, and it was just for me at least. To me, it was a little bit of a special set, just with the energy wise. I mean, I already knew Franky, so it was just fun to, get to set and already knowing somebody because it makes you a little bit more comfortable. And then I met Sophia and I loved her energy. Like, she's so sweet to everybody and she's so funny. And then Joe, we happened to connect and finding out that we kind of know a few people, like mutual friends. And there was a couple of other actors as well that we just had so much fun with, and the crew was amazing, and it was just good vibes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, it is crazy how, because the first day feels like the first day of school. You
Yeah.
don't really know anybody.
Everyone's like,
Yeah.
oh.
You're excited, you're nervous, and then, you're with each other for 12 hours a day. It's so yeah, by day 5, about their families, their spouses, and their dogs. And yeah, and I feel like with this particular one, it was just so easy to connect,
It was
we just
just,
all had so much chemistry.
yeah, like just day one,
Yeah.
I can only speak for myself, but from day one, I already felt extremely comfortable, and you can just feel the vibe.
Yeah.
Right?
I also, right?
Right?
I also think, for me, I have to say I adore these people. And it was honestly a bit of a surprise because I showed up day one and it was not like, it was 4 in a row. And I have to say, I kind of worked myself a little too hard this summer and I was really tired and I was like, okay, like I just have this last one, like I'll just like get through this. And I was like so thankful and so pleasantly surprised by these like beautiful people that I got to work with who completely lifted me up. I mean, I was consuming an like really dangerous amount of caffeine I have, I think. But it was like I didn't even need it. Like Rebecca said, like I was so excited. Like alarm went off, and I was like, yes, I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna see Logan, and I'm gonna see the boys, and I'm gonna see Rebecca, and like it was just so fun. And our director was really kind of fearless. I'd worked with her before, and so it's just a good team is a good team, and I think that's kind of why we all kind of stuck together, if you will, because it was just like seamless. It was like cheering each other on. It was really fun.
I think chemistry between cast and between crew is a real thing. On you say people they do chemistry reads for characters, but like between the whole crew, cast and crew, it is real. And I feel like on every set, because you're working for such long hours and for such a intensely for a small amount of time relatively, you tend to kind of create a family kind of feeling within it. And then not very, in my experience, I haven't had really anyone which has been like, I wouldn't want to work with them again. But there's definitely been, you'll definitely have a shoot where you're like, I'm glad that one's over. and then the majority of the time, it's like a really nice family unit for the time that you're shooting. And then everyone obviously goes their separate ways. And then every now and then you do have a shoot where it's like, you just hang out with these people outside of the shoot. They're like really like, it's just the vibes are there. The chemistry's there between you all. Like you just, and those are like, those, for me, those are my golden shoots, I collect them. Just really cool, really nice people. And it really makes it genuinely enthusiastic to turn up each day and just whatever that day is going to throw at you, you're probably going to have a good time, which is nice.
Yeah, and I think too, because you never know how these things are going to turn out. You never know how the audience is going to respond to them. But I do believe that when you have such good chemistry like we all do, you kind of know people are going to see that, or at least I don't know. I think I do, and because I feel that's one thing you can't fake is just chemistry, and I mean you can fake it, but it just makes it so much easier, and I think that's why, our show's doing really well right now, is because of that.
So before I ask you about after the shoot, can everyone just share, if we haven't already covered it, like your favourite memory from the shoot, either whether it's something Phil's story or just a moment you had on set?
I want to say between the takes. Yeah, when we're like all set up to shoot, but they're like just, I don't know, fiddling with a camera or something, and we're just bursting out laughing just by looking at each other, and we're making fun of the wardrobe and the props and just messing around.
Yeah.
Because everything is supposed to look so luxurious and rich. It's not. And we can see it. So, there's these like super expensive like tuxedos and dresses, but there's price tags on them, that we're hiding, and threads sticking out everywhere.
And you're so quick to call that out.
I see it.
I remember.
I have an eye. Like Franky was wearing this kind of belt.
Oh no. Well, hold on. Yeah. Well, yeah. I know you're talking about the belt story, but
he was wearing a belt. And I don't know what that was, but every time he was taking it off or putting it on, it was like a sound. Like
yeah, it was like, I don't know. It was like
and
like a little
what
kid's
you're
belt.
talking about.
And he was gonna go in for an intimate scene, and I was like, I hope they're not gonna make you take that off, because that belt is loud. And like spray painted guns, so when you're like loading, then you can clearly see that.
No. The thing is, I was like in the Mafia when I was like getting in the headspace. We're about to do this interrogation scene. And everyone else is laughing. I'm separate. I'm just trying to get in the right headspace. And she'll come up to me and she'll go, "Oh, nice little skull pin. Is that supposed to make you like dangerous? It's like plastic." And yeah. But yeah, I agree. The in between takes are
I'm always
definitely the
called.
funniest.
Yeah, yeah. it's just fun because it's so opposite of what we're trying to portray. Like, oh, luxurious, like like, oh my God, that bag is worth like $20,000. And then, it's from Temu.
Timu.
Temu. And you can clearly see it, if you just zoom in a little bit. But yeah, it's just so ridiculous. It's so fun. So it's just fun to play around with all that stuff. But the belt is definitely my favorite. That's the loudest belt I've ever seen in my life.
I just remembered one thing, particularly on the shoot that we just did, which was when it was me and you, Franky, outside of like that.
I know you're
outside of the hotel. We were like shooting outside a hotel that was like it was being used, right? So there were still people who were like booked into this, and we're just kind of outside the lobby area shooting this little scene, and these guys kind of like see the crew and everything
smoking a cigarette.
Yes, we're smoking. They roll the window down. They're like, "Oi, you shooting a movie?" And like me and Frank just kind of looked at each other for a second. We're like, "Oh, I do not want to explain what a vertical is right now." Like in between, while they're setting up the cameras.
That was so funny. I kind of looked at Joe and I'm like, "You want to take this?" And I was like, I was about to really explain it, and then I'm like,
and then I just went, "Yeah." And they went, and then like I was hoping they would go away, and then they drove up to us and like, "What's it called?" What is it?
And the title changed as as they usually do.
Yeah,
but...
my billionaire daddy.
what was the original?
My mafia daddy billionaire.
What was the original title? I don't even remember what it was
Love
called.
me, hate
Oh,
me,
yeah,
consume me.
Right.
That's really good. Why did they change that? I like that.
I don't know.
Do you
Our
like
group
it better
chat is
than
called
Trapped
something
and
like it.
Redeemed by His Love?
I mean,
Love me,
neither
hate
are
me.
amazing, let's be honest. Neither roll off the tongue.
But
I love
neither
love
are
me, hate me,
awful.
consume me. That feels a bit, yeah.
Love me, hate me, consume. Yeah, I know. Oh well, it's gone.
I think mine. I don't know.
That's the
I have
name
a
of our
couple
group chat.
Yeah. I liked the stuff in the bamboo forest was fun with Sophia.
Yeah.
And then what? Go ahead.
I've already kind of alluded to the fact that I had to overdose on caffeine to get through this shoot. And I'm an avid coffee drinker. Like, I drink more coffee than most people on a normal day. But I knew that this was really bad because I started drinking Celsius, which I have made it 2 years in the vertical industry without drinking Celsius. And I locked in on this shoot. And holy cow, like if you were in a scene with me after I had a Celsius, like the bamboo forest, gone. Like a whole new person. Like, oh my gosh, it was
Delirious.
so delirious, crazy. Like, oh my gosh, bring it. Oh, it was so crazy. I felt like I was in the bamboo clouds, like filming that scene. But it was really fun because I definitely would like catch the giggles pretty easily. And that was like the one time where Yvette and Archer, because it was such like a flashback, like we got to be really smiley and fun and like sweet. So it was refreshing. I have one anecdote I have to share is we all know the Princess Carrie. This is like a standard vertical swoon moment. There was one night, I don't even know if they like used the shot. There's 2 Princess Carrie stories, but they made Franky Princess Carrie me down this alley. How many times do you think we did that? Like we were getting the shot. It was like a montage. Did they use that? Was there a Princess Carrie montage, Jen? I haven't gotten to see the whole thing.
I don't know.
I remember more the one that Oliver did, to be honest.
Hello, there you have it.
That was the rain one, and obviously poor Archer's in the car and he's not happy. So
yeah. Okay.
Paige went full David Fincher for that one. I don't know why we had to do so many takes of that.
It was crazy, but that was really funny. And then the one where Joseph, Dr. Oliver, picks up Evie and the Princess Carrie, and I'm in a pencil skirt. Mind you, they wanted it to be. What kind of Carrie was it, Joe? It was like a piggyback, and it was the most unflattering, unromantic, like weird, like, ugh, come
I
on.
have
Like,
I have footage of that. It's so awkward.
no, you
when
don't. You deleted it and it's gone. It doesn't exist.
No, I
No,
still
you
have
don't.
it. I'll send it to you.
No, you don't.
I'll send it
No,
in
you
the
don't.
group
No,
chat.
you don't. Yeah, it was so
And
awkward.
you're like wiggling your little feet in the back. I'm like, I don't know if I think it was me and Tiago. We were like, I don't think this is gonna work.
Yeah.
I think they were they were going for something new. They were like, we don't want to use the Princess Carrie again.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is the Princess Carrie moment. This is the most like,
Yeah.
we've got the rain, we've got the umbrella. Why are we changing
So-
that up now
Yeah.
with piggyback?
With the little pencil skirt. Her legs
With
are
the
like
little-
completely straight, and then her little feet are
Oh my gosh.
But we all got these like super cute. I still have this Sophia. I was like crying when I came home and I read it. She wrote everyone these super cute little personal cards. Just like, thank you so much. You're amazing. Like, such a boost. We have to sing ABBA again soon. Like, she remembers
We
such
do.
small, like,
Oh my God. The
Really
best
nice.
memory out of anyone
Yeah.
I've ever met.
So she put like very personal,
Guys.
wrote down such personal, cute cards for us all. And it just made us such different. I came home, I didn't even read it because I'm a very emotional person. And I came home and I read it and I started crying. I'm like, I'm so happy I didn't read this whole set.
Aw, well, I'm glad you kept it, and you didn't just chuck it.
No, it's sitting
Frankie,
here on my
Joseph,
desk.
did you chuck yours or no?
No,
of
I've
course
got a
not.
memory box and it's in there.
That's so
Aw,
cute.
That sounds
Well,
like it's such an
course.
Oliver move.
That is.
Do you still have yours, Frankie?
Yes, I still have it.
Let's push
you?
that.
Yeah. I do.
So my question is, so when you finish a shoot like that, obviously, Sophia, you were then taking a break and you all go separate ways. How do you keep in touch and and then when the show comes out, like who's the person who knew first and told everyone else it's out? And then what has the reaction been since it's come out? Because obviously we know it's doing well and you were talking about it on it's doing well on TikTok. So yeah, if you can share all that.
Well, we have a group chat on Instagram that's like easy to keep in touch. And then I don't know who said the show was out. I remember I sent them my TikTok because I was cracking up at all of the comments, like literally people getting into it over Team Archer, Team Benji. Which has been really just, it's so funny. It's just interesting. Like, you film these shows, especially like I've, gotten to do so many. And every single time you're like, who knows if anyone's ever going to even watch this? Like, no idea. And then sometimes, like, the most random one, like this one, I was literally exhausted. I barely even remember to shoot. It did so well. And it's really funny. And just like, I don't know, it's cool, but I'm glad it's getting such a positive reaction and people are really liking it.
I didn't know that it was out. It was actually an old friend of mine that I grew up with in Sweden. She lives in Germany now. She reached out to me and sent the video. And she was like super excited. She's like, oh my gosh, this is so crazy. You just popped up on my Instagram. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even know it was out. And then like a couple of hours or like a day later, Sophia, I think you tagged her or sent it in the group chat or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's literally just other people letting you know that it's out.
I actually was just in the Bay Area for my cousin's engagement party, and her like fiance's sister ran up to me and was like, did Archer ever find out that Benji was his son? And I was like, what are you like talking about? And she was just saying how, Goodshort does a great job with marketing. Let's give him a round of applause because it's just been popping up on so many people's For You page. And yeah, they let you watch quite a bit of it for free on those ads. And so I was just laughing because it's the least place in the world I expected someone to come run up to me asking me about Archer Wells. But I was like, oh yeah, we're a happy family now. Yay.
And what's kind of the measure you're given for that it's doing well? Kind of when are you able to go, okay, this is a success. I know this is a show that's gonna do my CV good. Let's be honest.
I think it's just engagement, really. I mean, whenever you do a show, usually like whether it's Goodshort or whoever's the production company will promote it for a while after it's been released. But then like it's usually just people messaging you or and letting you know that you liked it, or people sharing clips, and it is just the engagement, the people who want to watch it, that shows us that people are interested in it and they liked it.
And then obviously the good thing as well is we know that if pairings do well, the odds are we have increased the likelihood of hopefully at least Franky and Sophia being put together again. Would you say that's likely? Think you both need to put it on your rider that
Would
you
be
want
so excited.
I would
Yeah,
love
I've
for
had a
us
lot of,
all four to work together again. I would love that.
Well, I think that there really should be a spin-off for Oliver. Like,
Yeah.
he goes to London and what?
Let's go to London.
I'm
We're
fighting
coming
for
to you,
Joseph
Jen.
to get his own show. I'm like, and then what happens?
We're coming to visit
You know,
you,
I'm
Jen.
on Verticals in London, so I'm all for Oliver comes to London and Oliver's adventures there. So yeah.
And Yelena is
I'm sorry,
coming
guys.
for you all.
My laptop's gonna die. I'm gonna go get my charger real quick. So I just don't want to dip out.
Sophia.
Where can people see each of you next? What other projects have you got coming out that you can share and talk about? Start with you, Rebecca.
Oh, I just had two come out. One is called The Gangster Queen, and it's on Drama Box. And then I have another one that I don't know the name of because they changed it, but it's on Flare Flow. And I just wrapped one yesterday for Flare Flow as well.
Congrats.
Thank you. Called The Miracle Doctor.
Congrats.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. But anyway, it's not out yet. They'll probably change the name anyway.
They'll probably change the title anyway.
Yeah, it's too short. It's too short. They need something longer. So, as for now, there's a couple out on Drama Box, Goodshort, and Flare Flow. Watch there.
Awesome, very good. Sophia, you next.
Well, I have actually a few that I'm anticipating the release of. So that's up in the vertical world. And then I'm just in post-production for an indie short called The Soulless, which you can follow at the Soulless Film on Instagram to keep updated.
Woo!
We're deep in post-production for that, so that's kind of consuming my mind. I'm really excited about it.
And did you take your reset time as well? Did you get a bit of rest after your back?
Oh my gosh, I sure did. I just wrapped one like a week ago. But I did take a little break. I took a break after Trapped and Redeemed. And by the time my break was over, the show was out. They move fast.
Yeah, that was really fast, actually.
Yeah, really fast.
What about you, Joseph?
Well, I always take a little break between verticals, so I like to fill the space with other projects. I've got my own project will be released very soon. It's a short film, which I'm very proud of. I directed it, I co-wrote it, and I'm in it. And it'll be going to festivals, some in Europe,
Let's go.
some in America. It's called My Sweet Frankenstein. And once after the festival run, we'll see where it goes from there. And hopefully, nothing's locked in just yet, but hopefully I'll be shooting a feature next month. Not allowed to say what it is, but and I shall, and that's very exciting.
That one's a big
Yay!
Let's go.
So you, Franky, you're up next.
Last
Franky
but not least,
Cammarata.
I know. I just wrapped my first Drama Box one, about a week ago. It's called Bound by Blood, and that was a fun one. All my other ones have been Goodshort, and then I'm doing another Goodshort in Vancouver tomorrow. So That's probably gonna come out in
Ooh,
a couple months or so. Yeah, but yeah,
that's exciting.
yeah, should be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Have you been to Vancouver before?
No, I've only been to Montreal, so
Oh,
Wow. Have fun.
So
Report back.
yeah.
yeah, I'll let you know.
I just want to say thank you to all of you for giving up just under an hour of your life to talk to me and share your experiences on Chapter Redeemed by His Love, which everyone should go and watch on Goodshort. I'll also link everyone's Instagram so you can follow that, and I will link
best.
the project you mentioned as well, Sophia, as well, so people can go and follow that on Instagram too.
Thanks.
Keep up and spread love with all of you. But just thank you so much to all of you for your time.
Thank
Thank
you,
you for
Jen.
having
for
me.
Thank you
taking
so
the
much,
time.
Jen.
It's
Thanks
been a
for having us.
pleasure.
Thank you, Rebecca, for getting the gang back together. This was really
Yeah.
My
fun.
Yes.
pleasure. So good to
I
see
know, I
you
miss you
guys.
guys.
You guys are
We'll
doing
we'll
so
see.
well. Everyone's working really hard, and I love following your journeys. And you guys are killing it, and I'm so proud of you.
We'll see you guys on the sequel for Oliver's Revenge.
Yeah.
Oliver